know that thing you've been avoiding? That project, that workout, that conversation, that book you started 3 months ago. It's still sitting there, waiting. And every time you think about doing it, something inside you pulls back. Not because you're lazy, not because you don't want it, but because your brain is wired to protect you from effort. Here's what nobody tells you. Your brain doesn't hate hard things. It hates uncertainty. It hates delayed rewards. It hates spending energy on something that might not pay off. But what if you could flip that? What if you could train your brain to actually crave difficulty? To feel pulled toward challenges the same way you're pulled toward your phone? This isn't motivation. This is neuroscience. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how to rewire your reward system permanently. The dopamine leash. Let's start with what's actually controlling you. Dopamine. You've heard about it, but you've probably heard wrong. Dopamine isn't the pleasure chemical. It's the anticipation chemical. It doesn't reward you after you get something. It pulls you toward getting it. Think of dopamine as a leash. Wherever dopamine spikes, your attention follows. Your motivation follows. Your life follows. Right now, that leash is attached to easy things. Scrolling, snacking, watching. Because those things deliver quick, guaranteed rewards. Your brain has learned. Minimum effort, maximum dopamine. Hard things? They don't spike dopamine up front. The reward is delayed, uncertain, and your brain interprets that as not worth it. But here's the secret. The leash can be retrained. You can teach your brain to spike dopamine for difficulty itself, not just the reward at the end. And when that happens, everything changes. Mental gravity. Your brain operates under a law I call mental gravity. Just like physical gravity pulls objects toward the ground, mental gravity pulls your mind toward the path of least resistance. Every thought, every decision, every action, your brain is calculating what costs the least energy. This isn't a character flaw. This is evolution. For millions of years, conserving energy meant survival. Your ancestors who rested when they could, they lived. The ones who exhausted themselves unnecessarily, they didn't. But now, mental gravity is working against you. Because in a world of infinite easy options, your brain will always choose comfort. Not because comfort is better, but because it's cheaper. The goal isn't to fight gravity. You'll lose. The goal is to change what gravity pulls you toward. You do that by reshaping your reward landscape, by making hard things feel inevitable and easy things feel empty. Why your brain lies to you. Here's something you need to understand. Your brain is not your friend. It's your survival machine. And survival machines lie. They exaggerate threats. They minimize rewards. They tell you stories designed to keep you safe, not to help you grow. I'll start tomorrow. I'm too tired right now. I just need to check one thing first. These aren't decisions. They're avoidance scripts, pre-programmed responses, designed to keep you away from effort. Your brain doesn't evaluate difficulty accurately. It catastrophizes. A 20-minute task feels like a mountain. A single workout feels like torture. A hard conversation feels like war. The resistance you feel before starting? It's almost never proportional to the actual difficulty. It's just your brain's first draft prediction, and it's almost always wrong. The habit loop. Hijack. Every behavior follows a loop. Cue, routine, reward. Your phone buzzes. You check it. You feel a tiny hit of novelty. Loop complete. You feel stressed. You open the fridge. You eat something. Loop complete. You feel bored. You open YouTube. You feel entertained. Loop complete. These loops run thousands of times a day. They're automatic, invisible, and they're running your life. But here's the opportunity. You can hijack the loop. Same cue, new routine, Bigger reward. Feel stressed? Instead of eating, move. 10 push-ups. A walk around the block. Feel bored? Instead of scrolling, create. Write one sentence. Sketch one idea. Read one page. You're not adding discipline. You're replacing the routine while keeping the emotional trigger. This is how you rewire without willpower. Reward prediction. Error, the secret to craving. This is where the neuroscience gets interesting. Your brain doesn't just respond to rewards. It compares rewards to expectations. This is called reward prediction error. When something feels better than expected, dopamine surges. When something feels worse than expected, dopamine crashes. When something feels exactly as expected, dopamine flatlines. This is why scrolling stops feeling good. You expect the dopamine now. There's no surprise, no error, just nothing. But hard things, they're full of positive prediction errors. Because you expect them to feel terrible, and they don't. You expect to fail, and you don't. You expect to hate it, and you kind of don't. Every time you do something hard, and it goes better than expected, your brain recalibrates. It starts to associate difficulty with unexpected reward, and over time, it starts craving that surprise. This is the engine of transformation, repeatedly proving to your brain that hard things deliver. The micro-challenge method. You don't build craving through massive goals. You build it through micro-challenges. A micro-challenge is a task just beyond your comfort zone. Not terrifying, not easy, just uncomfortable enough to create growth and small enough to complete. One cold shower, one awkward conversation, one extra rep, one paragraph of writing when you don't feel like it. The magic isn't in the size of the challenge. It's in the completion. Every time you finish a micro-challenge, you deposit evidence into your brain. I can do hard things. And over time, that evidence compounds. The threshold for what feels hard rises. What once felt impossible now feels normal. What once felt normal now feels boring. This is identity sculpting. You're not just changing what you do. You're changing who you believe you are. The 2-minute ignition. The hardest part of any task is the first 2 minutes. Your brain's resistance is highest at the start. It's projecting the entire task into the future and feeling the weight of all of it at once. That's why you freeze. But here's what the research shows. Once you start, resistance drops dramatically. Motion creates momentum. Action generates motivation, not the other way around. So here's the rule. Commit only to 2 minutes. Don't commit to the whole workout. Commit to putting on your shoes. Don't commit to writing the chapter. Commit to opening the document. Don't commit to the hard conversation. Commit to starting the sentence. 2 minutes is not the goal. It's the ignition. And once you're moving, your brain shifts from resistance to flow. Starving the easy, feeding the hard. Your brain runs on contrast. If you're constantly feeding it easy dopamine, scrolling, snacking, binging, then hard things will always feel unbearable by comparison. The gap is too wide. But if you starve the easy dopamine, something shifts. The baseline drops, and suddenly, hard things don't feel as hard. They might even feel good. This is dopamine fasting, but let's be practical about it. You don't need to go monk mode. You just need to create friction. Delete the apps that hijack your attention. Move the junk food out of sight. Put your phone in another room. Add steps between you and the easy thing. At the same time, remove friction from hard things. Lay out your workout clothes. Open the document before bed. Put the book on your pillow. You're not relying on willpower. You're redesigning your environment to make hard things the path of least resistance. The identity shift. Behavior change is temporary. Identity change is permanent. As long as you see yourself as someone who avoids hard things, you'll keep avoiding them. Even if you force yourself to act differently, you'll eventually return to baseline. But when your identity shifts, when you genuinely believe, I'm someone who does hard things, the behavior follows automatically. You don't have to convince yourself anymore. You just act in alignment with who you are. How do you shift identity? Through evidence. Every completed micro-challenge. Every time you choose discomfort over escape. Every moment you show up when you didn't feel like it. These aren't just actions, they're votes. Votes for the person you're becoming. And when you've cast enough votes, the election is over. You're not trying to be disciplined. You are disciplined. The compound effect of craving. Here's where this gets exponential. Every time you do something hard, 3 things happen. First, your brain updates its prediction. Hard things aren't as bad as expected. Second, your identity strengthens. You're someone who follows through. Third, your baseline rises. What was once hard becomes normal. This creates a flywheel. The more hard things you do, the more you crave them. The more you crave them, the more you do. And the cycle accelerates. People who love the gym, they didn't start that way. They built the craving through repetition. People who love learning, same thing. The craving was constructed, not discovered. You're not waiting for motivation. You're manufacturing it, one hard thing at a time. The daily protocol. Let me give you something you can use today. Morning. Start with one hard thing before any easy dopamine. No phone, no scrolling, no comfort until you've earned it. This trains your brain that effort comes first. Midday. Insert a micro-challenge. Something uncomfortable, but brief. A cold rinse at the end of your shower. A 5-minute focus session. A conversation you've been avoiding. Small discomfort, practiced consistently. Evening. Review your wins. Not the outcomes, the efforts. Did you show up when you didn't want to? That's the win. Celebrate it. Let your brain feel the reward of following through. Weekly. Raise the stakes. Pick one challenge that scares you. Something you've been putting off. Do it. Not because you want to, but because that's who you're becoming. This isn't a productivity system. It's a rewiring protocol. Follow it for 30 days, and your brain will never be the same. The other side. Imagine a version of you 1 year from now. Not someone who forces themselves through hard things, but someone who seeks them out. Someone who feels restless when things are too easy. Someone who has trained their brain to crave growth the way most people crave comfort. That person isn't more talented than you. They're not luckier. They just understand something you now understand. Craving is trainable. The dopamine leash can be retrained. Mental gravity can be redirected. Your brain's predictions can be rewritten. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You're just running outdated software. Today, you start the update. Not with a massive overhaul. Not with a complete life transformation. But with one hard thing. Right now. Today. Because on the other side of resistance is a version of you that you've never met. A version that doesn't negotiate with comfort. A version that moves toward difficulty like a magnet. That version is waiting. Go meet them.